Good morning! It's me, Sarah! Our topic is Students' Diversity in Motivation. In this module, challenge yourself to attain the following learning outcomes. First, reflect on your own experiences as you read through situations given in this module. Second, present the social and cultural influences on the cognitive and motivational processes of learning. By last, state and explain two principles on the social and cultural influences on motivation. Here are the following research findings. Young children often want to gain teachers' approval to be motivated, while the older ones are typically more interested in gaining the approval of peers. Mostly, our young children, even now, they want to be praised from their teacher, or they want to hear any compliment from their teacher. This will be their motivation to study hard. Compliment is a way to encourage the student to keep going, while the older ones or the high school students, they are more interested when they hear a compliment by their peers or classmate. Students often become less intrinsically motivated as they progress through the school years. Why kaya? It is because some students mas nagpo-focus sila sa subject at mga activities which they know will help them in the future. For example, di ba, before we move on to the grade 12, we first think carefully about what strands we are going to take, that we know is related to the course we are going to take in college. As a student kasi, we are more motivated to study because we like what we choose. That is our interests, and we know that we can develop and learn there. Most students kasi, they will value activities that will have usefulness for them in their personal and professional lives. And those subjects na hindi masyado pinag-iiporta ng mga students and that are not directly applicable will decrease in popularity. Next is, elementary students tend to attribute their successes to effort and hard work. I agree with this. Mas nakikita natin to ngayon even as they facing the challenge of the new normal, they still put effort into learning. At kapag natapos pag-aralan at sagutan ng mga bata ang kanilang module, their success comes from their effort, and by the adolescence naman, students attribute successes and failure more to an ability that is fairly stable and uncontrollable. For them, efforts become a sign of low ability. There are different motivational patterns for students belonging to ethnic communities. For example, is the student from Asian American families may feel more pressured to perform well in school. Bakit kaya? It is because students' cultural background can influence their attribution or characteristics. For instance, students of Asian background are more likely to attribute academic achievement to unstable factors like effort and attribute appropriate or inappropriate behaviors to temporary situational factors than students brought up in mainstream Western culture. Next is, females are more likely than males to have a high need for affiliation. Females are more likely to embrace and overvalue their academic abilities than males. In my previous high school studies, I actually had male classmates who had no interest in studying. I'm not saying all male students are like that, but many are really not interested in doing projects, performing in school activities, and even joining organization inside and outside the school. Mas nakikita kasi natin sa female students that they are more concerned about doing well in school. They work harder on assignments, earn high grades, and they're more likely to graduate from high school. And then, we typically find more boys than girls among our underachieving students. Next is, students from low-income families are among those most likely to be risk of failing and dropping out of school. A child becomes more motivated when their parents supports them in their learning. They study hard to succeed, but some families really can't afford their children's education, so even if the child wants, they can do nothing but stop studying. 'Di ba madalas nating sinasabi na kapag may gusto, may paraan, pero hindi lahat ay pare-pareho ng sitwasyon. This is the reality for them. And a pattern of failure may start quite early for many lower income students, especially if they have not had the early experiences upon which school learning often builds. But nowadays naman, halos lahat ng public schools ay libre na. So even some students are from low-income families, they can now study free and they will no longer be in danger of failing and dropping out of school. Next is students with special educational needs show the greatest diversity in motivation. Here are some students. First, some students who are gifted. Those students may have high intrinsic motivation to learn classroom subject matter, yet they may become easily bored if class activities don't challenge their abilities. Kaya nga may mga ganyang students na nagmo-move forward in higher level kasi nawawalan lang sila ng gana if makikipagsabayan sila sa kanyang mga ka-level. Next is the students with specific or general academic difficulties. Those students, they may show signs of learned helplessness. Mas kailangan talaga nila ng tulong with regard to classroom tasks. So as a teacher, we need to think of a different way on how we can motivate such a student, especially if their past effort have been repeatedly met with failure. Last is the students who have difficulty getting along with their classmates. It is because with their emotional and behavioral disorders, they didn't know how to approach others. Nahihirapan silang makipag-usap, nahihirapan silang makipagkaibigan at ma-approach yung iba, so that it make inappropriate attribute their social failures to factors beyond the control. And now that we are done in research finding, let's proceed to the generalization. Generalization. Students' motivation is likely to vary as a function of age, culture, gender, socioeconomic background, and special education needs. There is no single best method of motivating learner. In classroom, we have different students with varying ages and gender, and most especially cultural background and socioeconomic status. Our students' motivational drives reflect the elements of the culture in which they grown up, their family, their friends, school, church, and books. Giving motivation to a student varies in different aspects and at what level of study they are. Giving motivation for children who are still in elementary school are different for students who are already in high school. Kaya nga, this is no single best method of motivating learner. However, to motivate all of them for learner, it is best to employ differentiated approaches. Different folks, different strokes. 'Di ba? 'Di ba nga sinasabi natin kung may 12 estudyante tayo, dapat may 12 attitude din tayo and characteristics na ina-apply sa ating sarili. And if you have different students and you must have different ways of motivating them as a learner. Here are the two principles to consider regarding social and cultural influences on motivation. 1. Students are most likely to model the behaviors they believe are relevant to their situation. 2. Students develop greater efficacy for a task when they see others like themselves performing the task successfully. Although students behave differently when they see others performing well in a task, they are also motivated to put some effort to perform well it too. They motivated their peers to do well in every activity and performance. Here are the conclusions can be derived from the two principles. Students need models who are similar to themselves in terms of race, cultural background, socioeconomic status, gender, and disabilities. Ito yung magsisilbi nilang motivation to be learned. Then, it must be good to expose our students to models of their age and to models who come from similar cultural, socioeconomic backgrounds. That's all. Thank you. Mhm.